Alright, today I want to talk about why being harsh on yourself is a form of self-love. And in order to break this video down into a couple themes so that everyone understands what I'm saying, I'm going to talk about the difference between leading yourself versus allowing others to lead you. The main difference between an employee and an entrepreneur, the results which one may attain from being harsh on themselves versus being kind to themselves, and the outcomes which come with those decisions. How being harsh on yourself now allows you to be kind to yourself later. How the road to heaven feels like hell, but the road to hell feels like heaven. And then I'm gonna explain how food and exercise ties into that concept. So the reason why I kind of wanted to dim the lights, let's dim the lights. Let's make it a little scary. Let's make it a little scary. Suffering is inevitable. You can choose how you suffer. That is the fundamental belief in Buddhist philosophy. They believe that suffering is inevitable in this realm. If you are stuck in a human body, I mean, that's if you believe like you have a soul and stuff like that. But I believe that my soul is stuck in a human body. If you are stuck in the if you find yourself in a similar position to me, you may understand the concept that if you are in a physical body, suffering is inevitable. You can be like a prince and isolate yourself from all the suffering of the world in a castle, but you are fundamentally not designed to not feel any pain ever. As long as you're in a human body, you will experience some discomfort and suffering. It is inevitable. So, nice. What they believe is that you can choose how you suffer. You choose because there are options, right? Now, let's talk about the difference between being harsh on yourself versus being kind to yourself at a young age. Now, if you are harsh on yourself, that means that the work you put in and the work you do, kind of the actions you undertake, they come from an internal fire. They come from an internal human will. They come from within yourself, your own ambition, your own drive, your own dedication. I call it fire. It's kind of cool that I'm wearing orange. Yeah, that's your own internal fire. So if you are harsh on yourself, if you allow yourself to be harsh on yourself, the hard work you're going to be putting in is going to come from within, as I've just explained. And the suffering which you choose, how hard you work, what exercise you do, if you do it yourself and no one's telling you what you have to do, that is conscious, controlled suffering. That's something that David Goggins talks about. But pretty much, it's you being able to control the suffering you feel because you in the morning decide, okay, I'm gonna run 10 kilometers, then I'm gonna take a cold shower, then I'm gonna work for, I don't know, 4 hours, I'm gonna make this amount of videos, I'm gonna work on that, work on that, work on that. That's you making a conscious like effort. You actually are conscious of the suffering you're gonna undergo. And certain hard work is going to get you certain results. You're going to become stronger, you're going to become fitter, smarter, richer, whatever. So, a lot of young people are scared to suffer. They're scared to feel any discomfort, even though it is inevitable in this realm. So, they run away from pain like it's wildfire. It's natural for the human brain to seek pleasure and avoid pain. That is how your brain tricks you into believing that this is safe, this is not safe, because certain things are comfortable, that's where you're safe, certain things are uncomfortable, that's where you're in danger, that's what your brain does not want you to experience. But the results of these two things are very, very different. Let me try to explain it. I literally came up with this idea not that long ago, so let me try to explain it as good as I can. If you are harsh on yourself, and you actually put in that work, you might put yourself in a position where you're in 5 or 10 years rich or strong or healthy or have a certain position of power, have achieved something. And that achievement or that position you put yourself in is going to allow you to then be kind to yourself. But if you are always kind to yourself and you never allow yourself to suffer consciously, and you always, indulge in whatever it may be, you watch every single football game, you watch every boxing fight, you watch which celebrity hooked up with who cheated on who, your friends are like, let's go to the club, let's get drunk, yes, yes, please, let's, go to that strip club, oh, yes, please, let's get high, yes, please, here's a cookie, yes, please. Um, a lot of people my age have the tendency to live that way because it's the, root chakra kind of behavior, like your brain seeking the most amount of pleasure while trying to experience the least amount of pain. But that is not going to get you anywhere. The pleasure which you feel right now and the kindness which you allow yourself to experience right now is not putting you in a position of status, of power where you may have money. And then, if you're never harsh on yourself, in 10 years, you're going to wake up and you're going to have to drive to work at a corporation or a job which you hate, which does not appreciate you, for a salary which you believe is below what you deserve. You are commanded by your boss, who does not care whether you live or die. You are forced to hang out with employees who do not treat you well. And that is because you allowed yourself to be so kind to yourself. And then the suffering which arises from being kind to yourself is other people causing you to suffer. You're now going to be suffering because your boss treats you a certain way, your employees treat you a certain way, whatever. Your girlfriend treats you a certain way, your wife treats you a certain way because you were not able to allow yourself to suffer. If suffering is inevitable, that means you cannot become immune to it. You cannot escape it. You can choose where you put in your effort, how you suffer. You get what I'm saying? So if you make a conscious decision that, yes, this is what I'm going to do, you're doing it consciously. So if you allow yourself to be harsh on yourself now, you can allow yourself to be kind to yourself in the future. That's the difference between entrepreneur and employee. I would much rather work 12, 13, 14 hours for myself and be harsh on myself and set the rules, set the standards for myself than have another person telling me how I need to suffer, how I need to do it. Because now it's outside my control. If I am gonna suffer, at least I want to have some control over it, which is why I'm trying to get a bunch of money and become all these great things so that other people do not have the power to make me suffer. I don't believe that's anything horrible. I don't believe that's anything evil, what I just said. I want to make $10 million so that nobody ever gets to tell me when I need to wake up, what I need to wear, what kind of monkey job I need to perform, while those same people treat me horribly. Is that not fair enough? And is that not fair enough for me to be harsh on myself now? Because that's what I hear a lot from people my age, is that you're harsh on yourself. But the harshness of now is going to allow me to not experience the suffering which other people put onto me in the future. It's literally the road to heaven feels like hell, but the road to hell feels like heaven. So, yeah, if you are always kind to yourself, you are not going to be in a position forever which allows you to be kind to yourself. Other people are going to dictate how you suffer. And that for me is scary. That is something I do not want. At all. I'm not even joking at all. So that is why do most people find themselves in a position of the employee compared to the entrepreneur is because most people are not able to be harsh on themselves. They're not able to tell themselves, look, I'm going to work 12 hours today, even though no one's watching, and I'm not going to get fired, and no one's going to, punish me for my lack of work. But the universe eventually will. So, an entrepreneur has to work possibly even harder than an employee because they are working for themselves and it's difficult to get something going for yourself. But the entrepreneur, at the end of the day, dictates their own suffering, while the employee simply has to receive whatever their boss throws at them, whatever their horrible coworkers end up throwing at them. And yeah, a lot of people my age are literally living like degenerate lives, being super kind to themselves, allowing them to experience all the amazing things. Sure, that okay, fine. And then they watch like Andrew Tate and David Goggins motivational quotes, thinking that, oh yeah, this David Goggins guy, he's super disciplined. He's harsh on himself. Let me watch this 10-minute video and this is gonna make me David Goggins. That's why you see a bunch of kids now running around thinking they're Andrew Tate. Like, because you watch Andrew Tate does not mean you're Andrew Tate, my guy. I literally see like 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old kids being like, my girlfriend has to be this and that way. Like, bro, you are not in a position of power to be able to say things like that. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know why I just mentioned that. But I don't know how well I explained that concept as well. I think by now, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But that's the thing is that you cannot fool the universe. If you're gonna be always kind to yourself and you're never gonna learn that discipline, you're never gonna push yourself, other people are gonna do it for you. And that is something I do not want. Which is why I am willing to literally sacrifice all the pleasures which this world has to offer for the next 10 years so that when I'm 30 years old, I can control my life. I already feel helpless in a sense. Being young is so like I don't like it. I find it completely traumatizing, but um yeah, which is why I'm completely willing to sacrifice the next 10 years of my life to change that. Because I know I did not reincarnate on this planet to live a mediocre life full of suffering. Because that is what the average human life is. It's not that great. It's literally not that great. So you have to, in a sense, put in insane amounts of effort to not have to deal with that, to live how you want to live and not how other people decide you are worthy of living. I want the best things the world has to offer. I want to be able to live my life without anyone telling me what I need to do, where I need to do it, what I need to wear. That to me sounds like slavery. That to me sounds like hell. I do not want that. So, yeah, if you're like a young person watching this, or whoever you are watching this, just know that being harsh on yourself now allows you to be kind to yourself later. But being kind to yourself now will cause future suffering and harshness in your life. I'm super grateful for the fact that I understand this stuff at my age. I don't like being my age. I don't like it. I don't like not being rich and powerful because I know that that is what I will be in 10 years. But yeah, as of now, that's what I'm doing. I'm just speaking. Um, yeah. Mm, funny. This is funny. This is funny. Yeah. I don't know if I'm I don't know if I sound dumb or if I'm motivating anyone. I don't even know if I'm trying to motivate. I'm just trying to express my opinion, kind of. Yeah. Do I have anything else good to say, or am I just gonna make a disgrace now? Okay. Yeah, okay. Cool. It's literally suffering is inevitable. Here's the red pill. Here's the blue pill. Which one are you gonna take, Neo? Are you gonna sacrifice today for a better tomorrow? Or are you gonna experience the amazing things this world has to offer right now, but be limited in the future? Me personally, I already feel trapped. I already feel like I don't like being young, is what I'm trying to say. I don't like being young. And that's why, me personally, I am so willing to sacrifice the glory days, the best years of your life, they say, when you are like, yeah, I don't think being 20 is the best years of your life. I honestly don't. It's different for everyone, at least for me. Hell nah, hell nah. I'll be happier in the future because the work I'm putting in now is going to put me in a position where I am happy in the future. Cool, cool. Thank you for being here. I think that was enough yapping. I hope you got like a little motivational kick out of this. Or yeah, if you relate, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah.